and welcome to another edition of Woeful Wednesday. My name is Tom and welcome to my home studio, the Pot Stew or the Pottery Studios. This morning we're going to look at a video, or a couple of videos, by DØVYDAS. Now DØVYDAS is a YouTuber who's quite an amazing guitarist, and he put up a video a couple of days ago called "What is the Point of a Live Band?" And I think this video sums up perfectly what it is like to play live music in a cafe or in a restaurant, and these are things that I've faced at gigs as well. So we're going to be looking at that and a couple of other videos. So without further ado, let's get started.
This background music.
Background, so we'll keep it down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's lower, like that's loud.
Oh, okay.
One, two. I absolutely love this because he is trying to be so accommodating to her. He does this sound check and he goes, check one. That's all he does, and she still freaks out. Now with my band Trees of Justice, when we do a sound check, it looks nothing like this. In fact, this is what it looks like.
Testing, testing, one testicles, testicles, testing, testicles, testing, testicles, testicles, testing, testicles.
And with my other band, Uprising, this is what our sound checks sound like.
Carry on, carry on.
I think one very important reason that DØVYDAS was doing things like that is because the lady at this place seemed to be the manager, and especially if you're hired to play a gig, regardless of big or small, you often given, we want this or we want that. Now, some people watching would look at this and say, you know, but that's just a typical musician. You know, no good musician has ever complained about this issue. Well, let me tell you, you're wrong. And the biggest example of evidence I have is this thing that's in my hand now. Now, if you don't know what this guitar is, this is an Epiphone Les Paul SL. Now, let me tell you a little bit of something about Les Paul. Now, Les Paul was a pioneer of the electric guitar. And he was a pioneer because he used to busk or play at a restaurant. And at this restaurant he would play, he realized that if the people in the back could hear him, he would make more tips. So he started working on different ways he could amplify his guitar. Eventually he came up with the idea of taking a wooden slab in the middle and then putting the hollow body stuff, leaving the hollow body stuff glued on there. And if it hadn't been for a musician wanting to be heard, we wouldn't have the electric guitar. When you're playing electric guitar, you need to hear yourself, because if you can't hear what you're playing, it's very easy to make mistakes and stuff like that. And mad props to DØVYDAS because he's so respectful, and I have such mad respect for him because I've been in this situation, whether it be in churches, whether it be in cafes or restaurants or wherever you're playing. You've got to meet the quota, and you know, he's given these really difficult guidelines to follow, and he's just as entertaining, and mad props to the dude for that. So I want to talk about what he does at the end of the video here, which is quite cool. So DØVYDAS goes and he's wrapping up the gig, and it turns out they're playing at a Thanksgiving thing, and he says this.
Alright, wonderful times at Madison's in Bradenton. We are the Jack Berry Jazz Berry Duo playing on Thanksgiving afternoon. I was asked to turn down to the point where you can't hear me, so if you can't hear what I'm saying, that's the whole point. We are the background music to not disturb your chewing and drinking. Sit back, relax, but don't pass out, and we'll play some more music. There's also a goblet of fire for your tips and contributions to this wonderful duo, and we'll just continue.
Now, I absolutely love this about DØVYDAS. He is in a situation where he is being told to play very quietly, almost not to be heard, and he's putting this time on preparing a set, having a person accompanying you, setting up all this equipment. It's a massive slap in the face, and yet he has the sense of humor to do that. And I think that's impressive. Another thing he does is he's always positive. He plays the same whether it's 5 people or 500 people. And I think that's very cool. It's a very hard thing to get right as a musician when you put in all this time and effort and then no one pitches up for your gig. But he plays the same for small crowds and big crowds. Now, if you haven't checked out his videos, there'll be links below. Here's another little quick clip of him with a band.